Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. As you can tell if you're seeing the video, we are dressed for the occasion because this is the final show in regards to 2021 of the UFC year, and what a year it was. Finally getting back in front of fans. We saw tons of knockouts, tons of title defenses, tons of new champions, and some freaking fantastic finishes. And honestly, though, Blake, we'll get to it, but card of the year, there are so many cards to choose from this year, even the fight nights. I honestly think this might have been, for given all the circumstances, this was definitely one of the greatest years of MMA in the history of the sport.
Oh, yeah, 100%, man.
I'm super happy with it. And as fight fans, we're just absolutely spoiled, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you can't really ask for anything else other than good fights and consistent cards. So, I mean, nothing wrong with this year, in my opinion.
Absolutely not. And in the reality, the grand scheme of things, we really only got maybe two cards that were kind of duds. Besides that, they were all at least enjoyable, you know?
Oh, yeah, entertaining and, a lot of movement within the divisions. We've had a couple new champs this year and a little bit clearer pictures in each division with who's going to be taking on the challenge or the title next. So, yeah, no complaints, really, honestly.
2022 is already looking like a stacked year as well. But what we got for you guys this show is we're going over for our awards. I'll also give you the results of the fan voting awards that you guys voted on over on Instagram and Twitter. Thank you very much, first of all. Shout out to Patty Pimley for jacking that one as well for his voting. I've given a spoiler there, but we already know who's coming for that one. But we got Debut of the Year, Submission of the Year, Breakout Fighter of the Year, Knockout of the Year, Event of the Year, as well as Fight and Fighter of the Year. We got a lot of great stuff coming at you, but of course, before we just hop into Debut of the Year, want a couple housekeeping items. First things first is a new collab has recently dropped on Tuesday with our boy Steve James Irvine of Steve James Sports, MMA journalist. He's putting out great articles, getting interviews with some of the top talent, whether it be in UFC, Bellator, ONE FC. He's getting everyone and asking them only the best questions for the best interviews you can hear. So go check that one out and go check out our conversation with him. That's at thefourthandlong.com/MMA. Of course, what you can do is still get yourself some gifts. You can see if I pull back the suit jacket, that's a little tight since I think I last wore graduation May. So it's been a little bit. I might need to take this back to Men's Warehouse, get a little bit of an adjustment, all right? And hopefully it's not fat. Hopefully it's muscle. In all fairness, probably a little bit of both, but whatever. You can see underneath this, you can see that very sexy, inspired by Blake, line of apparel with the certified banger collection. Go ahead and t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies. Go check that one out. That's at thefourthandlong.com/apparel. And also on that same page, you can pre-order your very own Fourth and Long trucker hat. Let me grab that off my wall. You can see this very, very sexy looking piece of head garmentry. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to make it a word tonight, Blake. Garmentry. All right, that's in the Ross's dictionary, the most important dictionary in the world. You can go ahead, check that one out. Most hats are doing 40, crazy, $50. No, this one, $30. Super reasonable. Also, you get support your favorite show, of course. Thank you very much. And Blake, before I get into Debut of the Year, I want to do something a little bit fun, right? This is a big show for us, We only do this every once a year. So, to really get into the mood, got some Atomic Rhino smelling salts.
Huh. Mine's downstairs.
You actually got smelling salts too?
Yeah, dude, you inspired me a few months back. Really? You like it? Yeah. I mean, it definitely clears the sinuses. I don't know if I really... It definitely got me a little amped up, but not really the effect I was kind of thinking of. But I mean, it clears you up though.
Dude, it absolutely clears you up. It's fantastic. If you ever have a stuffy nose, Atomic Rhino, sponsor us, please. That'd be fantastic. I use it occasionally at the gym in the morning when I need that little bit extra while I'm trying to push some big boy weight, So, Blake, Debut of the Year coming up in just a second. I love this stuff because you can smell it as soon as you take the cap off. It's like 2 feet away from my face. All right, here we go. Oh!
Take it like a man, Ross.
The signs, these are clear, Blake.
There you go.
The mind is clear. The jacket is tight around the chest. And we're going to get into things. Debut of the year, ladies and gentlemen. We narrowed it down to 4 candidates for this. That's going to be Terence Mckinney for his first round knockout at UFC 263. It's the quickest knockout in the lightweight division for a debut, and it's one of the quickest, just period. Then you got the Scouser himself, Paddy Pimblett, for his first round knockout at UFC Vegas 36. Michael Chandler's first round knockout over Dan Hooker at UFC 257. And then Ireland's own, apparently the next Conor McGregor, Ian Gary, with his first round KO at the very end of the round at UFC 268. And also for honorable mention, Alex Brya for that just absolutely insane looking knee, and already coming after Israel Adesanya, apparently. But Blake, give us your pick for debut of the year.
It's got to be Michael Chandler.
Okay.
I don't think there's any way that you could have a more impressive debut coming over as an ex-champion from a different organization and getting immediately thrown into the fire against, at the time, I believe Dan Hooker was ranked, number 5 maybe?
Yeah, I think might have been top 5.
Yeah, so coming in there and starching a top 5 opponent, during your debut, like that's a tough order.
On the Conor McGregor card, no less, too.
So a lot of pressure. Spotlight was on him. Everyone wanted to see, is this guy for real? And he went out there and shut all the doubters up and really made some fans out of a lot of people that weren't really on the hype train yet.
Fair enough. That is a good one there. And Michael Chandler, that was a pretty damn good knockout, too.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what, though? Shout out to Paddy Pimblett for totally crashing our fan voting.
I freaking love it, dude. Like, I'm not going to complain when, the next big thing retweets our stuff.
Yeah. Not at all.
Obviously.
Just skewed the vote a little bit, No big deal.
Maybe a little bit. But, he won the fan vote there. I think Terence McKinney deserves a lot of the credit for a 7-second knockout.
And who was that against again?
Matt Frivola. Right? Steamroller Frivola, who's no slouch.
Not at all.
So, I am going to give it to Terence McKinney just because of pure... that was one of the knockouts where I jumped out of my seat. To be honest, like I've seen all the pre-fight.
Were you even sitting down yet? Like, my God. Felt like I looked at the screen and it was over already.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah.
But that was a lightning quick jab too.
Oh yeah, that was a sweet one too.
Or cross. Yeah. That thing was super quick. And if it wasn't for him having to finish with ground and pound, it would have been an even quicker knockout.
Yeah. I mean, it really could have just been
crazy.
A walk-off, but if they die, they die, apparently. According to some referees.
Well, y'all know, like, those shots, that's a word, were
super necessary.
Stay with me, ladies and gentlemen. Super necessary. Oh, God bless Jorge Masvidal for one of the greatest lines in the history of the sport. But, of course, like I said, Paddy Pimblett did win the fan voting by a very, very fair margin. Even Terence McKinney trying to doing some help for himself on Instagram could not, overtake the Scouser takeover. That dude has a hell of a fan base on Twitter, and it would be even bigger if they stopped taking away his account. What you gonna do, Twitter? Please don't take us down for saying this. They're gonna find this, and they're just gonna ruin us for no reason, apparently. But moving to the next category, this is for submission of the year. And our candidates for this one was Brandon Moreno for his third round rear naked choke at UFC 263 to claim flyweight gold against Davison Figueiredo. Of course, that trilogy fight is going, honestly, in my opinion, super under the radar. And for UFC 270, I'm really excited for that fight. Then there is Vicente Luque's first round Darce choke at UFC 260 against Tyron Woodley. There's Anthony Fluffy Hernandez's second round guillotine, UFC 258, and then Andre Muniz's first round armbar at UFC 262. I'll throw in his honorable mention just because the submission itself, it really was not that great. A rear naked choke with no hooks is not the most technical, impressive submission, but I will give it to Julian Pena just for the significance of that submission, you know. But, Blake, submission of the year, who does it go to?
For me, it's got to be Andre Muniz. I just think the person that he did it to, Ronaldo Souza, a legend of well, maybe not a legend. Did you say he's a legend?
At least I would say at least a jiu-jitsu legend.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly where I was going. If you look at his accomplishments in the BJJ world, and Andre Muniz was able to do that to him in the first round, oh my God! And then you remember the pop that we heard on the TV, man? Like, that was gross. So.
Oh, that's not like the loudest thing in the world.
So I think it has to be Muniz for me, just because of who he did it to, how he did it, like how fast he did it, and just the pure like just gnarliness of it.
Mm-hmm. That was a gross one, wasn't it? You know what? For me, I am going to give it to another guy that got a submission win over a talented ground fighter, grappler, Brazilian in Brandon Moreno, because this submission was almost like the cherry on top of what that fight was. And it was a technical submission as well. It's not like he was just able to scramble into it and caught him. He put that together against a talented fighter in Figgy, all right? And then also just like, if it was just such a feel-good moment, you know, to see him sink that in. And it was one of those ones where it was one of those submissions where, like, you see them, like, start to get in, and they just start to, like, scream and lose it, you know? They're like, oh, then they tap, then you go crazy, you know? It's one of those fun ones. Honestly, those are the best submissions. When you could see it slowly work its way in.
Yeah, no, it was exhilarating for sure. Especially with all that build-up. It was a big moment. Mexico's first champion. Mm-hmm. Just how nice of a guy he is, and that he can turn into such a savage inside that cage.
Yo, do you see his Lego belt?
I don't think I did. You might have to
on the
send
UFC page.
Okay, on the UFC.
He has a championship belt made of Legos.
Man, they gonna sponsor the boy yet, or they just giving him a little couple presents here and there?
Hey, that's what we talk. That's what I talk with Steve, man. Lego is not doing anything for a boy, Brandon Moreno, man. It's kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, he's got to get a better management team.
How much money would they make if they made that championship belt a Lego set? You sell that for like $150 a piece.
Good amount,
at least.
Yeah, I don't know about 150.
Dude, have you seen Legos?
You think 150 for a UFC belt?
Dude, Legos are so expensive. Yeah, you haven't seen prices for a while, have you?
I mean, not really. I don't really be playing with Legos nowadays.
Legos are ridiculously expensive. Like,
but how big do you think the belt would be? I don't think. Like, how could you charge $150?
It was a normal size. It was like a life-size championship belt.
Okay, well, if that's the case, if it's life size for a grown man / woman, I could potentially see it being worth $150.
Also, it's UFC marketing. I'd probably put it. Honestly, I could see it going for $200. If ESPN is selling their own championship belts for like $500 a pop,
one's plastic and one's sterling silver. I don't know what they make
with plastic.
I don't know what they make their replica belts out of.
Gold colored silver.
Something, man.
Oh man, but yep. There, I want one. That it ended the discussion. I just want one of those. You know, that'd be great. Imagine that on the wall.
Just build your own, bro. Get some gold Legos.
Shit, dude, I can't build Legos like that. I'm not that good. I used to be, and when I was a kid, I was a Lego fiend. All right.
They were I want to get into Legos. Let's not lie. Were you team Lego or team Bionicle?
Lego.
I'm saying
team Lego.
You were team Bionicle. Not that Bionicles weren't cool. I'm just saying, if you liked Bionicles over Legos, you're a little sus.
Legos are better. And also, the best sets, Blake, are Lego City.
I liked a lot of the Star Wars stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, Lego City was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet.
Lego City. It was always a dream of mine to make a full city, but then my parents told me that was too much money. I was like,
Dreams were crushed at an early age.
That was my first kind of light window into the real world.
That was your first letdown.
I didn't like it.
It's all good, bro.
And then I learned Santa wasn't real.
Yep, Santa can't.
Not gonna lie, I learned that I did my own experiments to find out if Santa was real or not, because I asked my parents for one thing, and then my letter to Santa was another thing, and then I got the thing I asked my parents for.
That's pretty smart. That's pretty smart.
Outplayed,
my
right?
parents just told me at a certain age. They're like probably like 9 or 10. They're like, yeah, we get you these. So
yo, you want to hear something
act
tragic?
right.
My brother found out because he saw the receipt in my mom's purse of his gifts.
Damn, heartbroken.
Dude, I felt so.
Why's your brother going
bad.
through your mom's purse though? That's kind of weird.
She was asking him to grab something, and she forgot the receipt was in there.
Oh, so she did it to herself then.
You played yourself,
Yep,
Mom.
Yep.
And she had a whole situation to deal with because of that. Oh, man. Would love to hear your guys' stories when it came to how you found out Santa Claus was not real. Everyone, there's a lot of people that have a good one. All right. So, of course, want to hear that. But we're going to hop into the next award of the year, and that is going to be Breakout Fighter of the Year. Now, the people that we nominated for this award was Sean Brady, Giga Chad Chikadze. Then there was Chris Curtis, and then Casey O'Neill, with honorable mention to Rafael Fiziev. Blake, who are you going with that?
Gonna have to go with Casey O'Neill.
Oh, I like that.
3-0 in the calendar year. Some new blood into the women's flyweight division, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And next fight's coming up against Roxanne Modafferi, so that's going to be a decent name for her to put on her resume if she can get the dub.
Especially if she's the one to retire Roxanne.
Yikes. But yeah, I mean, she's got the looks. She's a very pretty lady. She's got the violence. She, really put a hurting on the last chick she fought. So I'm excited to see what's next, man. I mean, we need new faces in that division. It seems like it's just the same kind of 5 people circulating in there: Chikagian, Calvillo, Andrade, so on and so forth. So it'd be nice to see a new player get in there.
Yeah, no, super nice, and she's already skyrocketed up the rankings. Given where she was at the beginning of the year, she is a very, very deserving of that Breakout Fighter of the Year award. I am going to send my award to the man that I have quickly become a huge fan of in just the span of 2 fights, and that is going to go to Action Man Chris Curtis, because in 1 year, he finished 6-0 professionally in 1 year. That's ridiculous numbers. He was 2-0 in the UFC. Both times he was a heavy underdog on short notice, and he knocked out 2 legitimate contenders in Phil Hawes, who's a great striker, and Brendan Allen, who's a pretty complete fighter. And
I thought it was pretty tough they gave him Brendan Allen that second fight.
Right? Both those fights were far from easy.
Yeah.
And so for him to be able to go into there the way he did and handle business in the way that he did, Chris Curtis, you're a freaking beast for that, all right? And honestly, he was up there for Fighter of the Year, in my opinion. If he had, maybe 2 of his 4 non-UFC fights from the UFC, he was 4-0 in the UFC, he definitely would have been up there in the conversation. It doesn't help when you got, guys like Kamar Usman and Charles Oliveira over the years that they did. But this guy is definitely in the conversation, and at the least is deserving of Breakout Fighter of the Year, because he's gone from... no one really knew. He was a pretty unknown fighter. That's safe to say. And now he's on the radar of every middleweight contender.
Yeah, I mean, he better be. Well, you think he stays at middleweight, or you think he goes down to welterweight eventually?
I saw him tweeting that he's going to, at least for now, he's going to stay in middleweight just because he doesn't want to cut down to 170.
Yeah. It's working.
It's working.
Yeah, it's working.
And I don't blame him for not wanting to cut the extra weight because weight cutting sucks. So can't fault him for that.
That's a good pick,
but we're right. He looks good at like 185 anyway. You know.
Oh yeah, he looks fast. He looks strong.
To be honest, he has an easier. I would say it might be marginal, but there is an easier path to the middleweight championship than there is the welterweight championship currently.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know.
At least
it's pretty close, but yeah, it's a good argument to make.
10 to 15. Yeah, I mean, both are. It doesn't matter because when you get to the top, it's just one of the most dominant fighters or the most dominant fighter in the world.
Right.
So, that's tough. But to get there, it might be a little bit easier. Now, the next award we're going to hop into is going to be for Knockout of the Year. Now, this is one of the sexy ones that everyone likes to talk about because, knockouts are, if we're going to be honest, it definitely sounds casual, but I don't care. Knockouts are the best part about the sport.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Right. There's not a single soul out there that can't appreciate a good knockout. And our nominees for Knockout of the Year go to Corey Sandhagen for his first round flying knee over Frankie Edgar, UFC Vegas 18. Poor Frankie, but sweet damn Corey Sandhagen, you freaking killer. Nominee number 2 goes to Rose Namajunas for her first round head kick over Zhang Wei Li at UFC 261, and she is the best. The third nomination goes to one that might have been a little bit slept on just because he maybe didn't have the name value, didn't have the card placement. But let's talk about Ignacio Bahamondes' third round spinning wheel kick at UFC Vegas 34. And then last but not least, our final nominee goes to Yuri Prochazka for his second round spinning elbow over Dominic Reyes at UFC Vegas 25. I think that was just the third spinning back elbow knockout of all time. So definitely deserves a spot up there. Honorable mention goes to Derek Lewis for his uppercut that murdered Curtis Blades. And then Blades subsequently had to fall back from heaven and return to his mortal body because, sweet damn, that was a scary knockout.
Yeah, that was big time.
Oh, but Blake, your award for Knockout of the Year goes to who?
Some really good choices there, man. For me, I think I'm going to have to go with the spinning back elbow from Yuri Prochazka. Because that was just sweet. I mean, perfect. It was just perfectly placed, brutal, and essentially a walk-off, really. Did he? I don't even remember if he landed down and
he
pound.
didn't land anything. Ray is crumpled.
Yeah, so I mean, a walk-off spinning back elbow, that's pretty punk rock, dude.
Poor Dom Reyes, man. He's gone the short end of the stick a couple times now.
Jan, the legendary Polish power, and now Yuri.
Yeah, the legendary. What? Czech?
I think so. Isn't he like? Yeah, let's just say Czech.
Eastern European.
There you go. Maybe. Yeah.
And it's scary nationality. At the least,
Samurai.
Ooh, boy, that was a good one. For me, this is a tough one, but I am going to give it to Ignacio because the first round head kick from Thug Rose had me screaming and waking up my entire neighborhood. All right. That Corey Sandhagen knee had me almost the opposite, where I was just silent and in shock of that because it was an early first-round knockout, too. But for how often do you see a spinning wheel kick? And he pulled this one out in like the last seconds of the third round, too.
Yeah, that's super impressive. Right?
And he's probably winning. I think he was winning the fight anyway. But for him to just pull this out almost last second, almost like in terms of timing-wise and craziness-wise, it's pretty reminiscent of when what was it? Yair Rodriguez that landed that back elbow onto Korean Zombie.
Yeah, it was like the elbow that went like kind of like up, but
yeah,
I couldn't do it with
but
Dude, he went like that.
Vicious as hell.
Like, that was crazy because he was like leaning forward and then threw it. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. It's reminiscent of that because it's like this last second, not really expecting anything at the last little bit of the round, but then he goes ahead, pulls out a spinning wheel kick, knocks his dude out cold, and easily wins one of the easiest performance bonuses that Dana White can never hand out.
Yeah, I mean, him being on the prelims definitely probably affected the hype a little bit with that knockout.
Absolutely.
If he's on if he has better card placement and maybe an opponent with a bigger name.
Himself a bigger name.
Himself being a bigger name, yeah. I mean, that probably would have been up there a little bit further, I think. At least on the masses.
Definitely deserving, though, in my opinion. So, for him, he gets out because, like Blake, you don't see a spinning back elbow all that often. You essentially never see it. You essentially never see a spinning wheel kick for a knockout, you know? Two fantastic knockouts, though, man. I gotta say. Definitely the ones that just make you question, how the hell did that happen?
Those are the best ones, though.
Those are the ones that come from nowhere.
Yep.
And to Yuri, that was a hell of a combination that set up
exactly.
that back elbow, too.
That was even more impressive, the fact that it wasn't just off balance, I'm going to just throw this crazy strike. It was, I set this up. I knew exactly where he was going, exactly where he was going to have his body at, and I hit him right on the chin.
Imagine if he somehow lands on Glover and wins the belt that way.
Yeah, you better just hope Glover doesn't take him down. We haven't really seen that part of Yuri yet too much.
Well, we haven't had the chance. The fights don't go long enough.
I feel like Dom got on top of him for a quick second. But, yeah, dude, if he lets Glover fully mount him or do anything crazy like that.
If Glover gets on anyone, it's essentially game over.
Yeah.
Because Glover's really freaking good.
Yeah, black belt, dude. Sharp.
Right, I need to see him on the next Fury combat.
That would be sweet. You gonna get Fight Pass so you can watch, or do you already have Fight Pass?
No, I don't have Fight Pass, but I was able to keep up with it.
Did you
through?
Oh, we can talk about this later.
Yeah,
off air.
Him against Paul Craig.
I mean, that would be cool, but I don't know if the UFC would. I guess they would, as long as they don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think UFC's partnered with Fury, basically, aren't they?
Yeah.
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 I mean,
it's essentially like their thing.
I think that'd be a pretty sweet fight, even though there's a little. Is there? I think that would be sick, actually. Because for some reason I was thinking Glover was a heavyweight, like an idiot for a second. And yeah, no, dude, those are two light heavyweights. That would be sick.
And Paul Craig, arguably the greatest submission artist on the planet. Glover Teixeira, showing to be one of the deadliest men when it comes to ground game.
Comes it. Stand up, ground game, anything.
I don't know.
He's the champ.
I would throw money to watch that. Not even a fight between them, just put them on the map. All right?
Yeah, that would be really competitive.
Absolutely. Hey, let's make that happen, UFC. All right. But next award we're going to hop into is kind of the one I talked about earlier on, where it's really there really isn't a bad option for this one, and that is going to be Event of the Year. The four nominees for this will go to UFC 261, the first fight back with fans. Of course, 3 title fights on that one, an amazing night. UFC 257, which was the return of Conor McGregor in the second part of the trilogy between him and Dustin Poirier. UFC 269, which was just a freaking ridiculous night, and capped off by Charles Oliveira defending his title against Dustin Poirier. And then UFC 268, which had me speechless for just about every single moment of that just bloated with talent card. And honorable mention does go to UFC 263, which was Adesanya versus Vettori, with that was also Moreno versus Figueiredo too, and a very solid undercard there as well. But Blake, your event of the year goes to what?
UFC 269, Oliveira versus Poirier. Got it. Absolutely got it.
Sound pretty easy, pretty confident in that one.
Yeah, I mean, I just... It can't even be recency bias for me either, because I made sure I tried to, like, multiple times that that night, I would almost like pinch myself, be like, "Yo, is this really happening right now? Like, is this card as good as this really has been the whole time?" And yeah, 268 was another card just like that, but 269 I think really took the cake for me, just because there were a couple favorites of mine that were fighting on there. Some had great performances, some might not have, but I mean, that always takes it up another notch, right? Of, just excitement and just, you want to see the good results. But not only were there a lot of favorites of mine on that card, but there were just really good fights. I mean, top to bottom, early prelims to the main event, or to the main card to the main event. I mean, it just was non-stop. So yeah, I think I'd have to go with 269.
That was such a fun night,
dude.
Filled with one of the biggest comeback that the sport has ever seen.
Filled with the double eye poke against Julian Robertson.
Oh, I hate
Ryan Hall got back on the dub side of things.
Yes, he did.
That Aaron Blanchfeld girl beat up Miranda Maverick a little bit. Andre Muniz, another submission win against the boy, or ya boy.
Ya boy.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
It made his return. I mean, there was just so many. Cruz and Pedro Munoz were on the prelims. Augusto Sakai and Tai Tuivasa were on the prelims. I mean, sheesh.
Those prelims were that might have been the greatest prelim card of the year.
Dude, easily.
That one, it just like an unnecessary amount of talent.
It's like they just saved that for like the end of the year, and they're like, screw it, let's just put all these guys on the same card.
Right. I have no complaints. They definitely ended the year off nice.
It was great.
Right. For me, though, it is going to go to... All right, just real quick. Mine goes to UFC 268, but can we just appreciate the fact that two of the best cards of the year came in back-to-back pay-per-views in the span of a month?
Yeah, it's honestly unbelievable.
But... And I just don't know. We were spoiled, man. That was... We had to go 4 weeks to see two absolutely incredible, historically good cards. I don't think that can go, untalked about is enough. But for me, like I said, it goes to UFC 268 because it seems like the obvious one, at least to a lot of people, and it is, and that's why I'm kind of going with it, just because we saw that wheel kick from Chris Barnett, Beast Boy there, which was freaking insane. You saw Ian Gary make his debut, Chris Curtis made his debut, Outland Quinte actually got knocked out for the first time ever, the first time in at least a long time, right?
Yeah.
And then Alex Bryant made his debut, Justin Gaethje versus Michael Chandler, that was backed up by Shane Burgos and Billy Q. A fight which would have been fight of the night on any card if it didn't have to back up Gaethje and Chandler. So that fight was really good. And then you had Marlon Vera taking out the legend, Frankie Edgar, Rose Namajunas pretty much planting herself at the top of that strawweight division with not only just having to beat Weili for the title, but defend it against her in the same year as well. And then Kamar Usman versus Colby Covington 2, which the second fight in their rivalry, easily to me this one was better than the first one. It was just a load of fun, super close, super competitive. And then that little bit at the end, where kind of Colby shed some light into the whole behind the scenes thing, kind of crazy. Just I was exhausted by the time this card ended.
So much happened, dude. It was a lot.
I didn't even fight, and I was ready for bed when that card was over. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it really is tough between 268 and 269.
They're both so good.
Yeah,
I think one had maybe the more loaded main card, the other one had the loaded.
Yeah, because I just think the early prelims and prelims were a little bit weaker on 268.
Yeah,
I mean, you had 3 decisions in a row, and then you started getting hot with the Chris Barnett, Ian Gary fights, and then that's when everything kind of took over. That's when it was just like KO after KO after KO after KO. Literally, like I'm actually reading it from the site right now. And then you get to Justin Gaethje, Shane Burgos, and all those guys. That quartet of fellas with Billy Quarantillo and Justin Gaethje as well. Like those, that is insane right there too. And then
after the Chris Barnett KO, you had 3 decisions, but all 3 of those decisions were with really, really, really good fights.
Wasn't that before? I thought those all happened before. Because I thought Ian Gary was like the main event of the early prelims.
I think so, but like after.
Because after, I want to say like once Chris Barnett fought John
He had
Volante,
that KO, and then the rest of the night we had 3 decisions.
Yes. I thought you were saying the next 3 fights where I was like, no, dude, there was like 6 in a row KOs.
No. There is a lot.
But like I was saying, dude, the decisions were Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Billy Quarantillo, Shane Burgos, and Rose Namajunas, Zhang Wei Li.
You mean 3
potential fight of the years? Literally 3 potential fight of the years.
If we're going to have decisions, I'm okay with having decisions like those, right?
268 was unreal, man. It was really, really close.
Those 2 cards, man. It's those. I'd probably have to do some more reaching, but even like going unresearched, I'm willing to bet a lot of money that those, in terms of back-to-back cards, those are the greatest back-to-back cards in the history of the sport.
Pay-per-views, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
back-to-back pay-per-views.
It's got to, you'd have to do a lot of research for that.
How do you beat that?
Yeah, that's really, really tough to beat.
So good.
I mean, really, the whole month of December was phenomenal. Even the Font and Aldo card. Like, jeez.
Oh, that was a good card. Yeah, Holloway and Rodriguez.
Like, really, the only bad card in December was the Misha Tate and who did she fight?
Who did?
Vieira? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, Ketlin Vieira.
Okay. I wasn't very confident in that.
No, well, it's because it wasn't a very good card.
Yeah, I mean, it's already been erased from my memory.
Oh,
yes, it was Vieira. It was.
Do you not want to talk about Aspen Ladd's card?
The card coming up, or
awards, I will nominate myself for show title of the year with Ladd Luster. Come on, that's pretty good.
Decent.
I'll take it. I'll take it from you. You're a stickler, so I don't care.
Yeah, I'm the champ, bro. Don't call me nothing but the champ.
I don't want to get into fantasy football.
It's all good, bro. You brought it up.
I didn't bring it up.
I just said I'm the champ. I'm just the champ in life. It didn't have to be about fantasy football.
That's what you're going with.
Bring it up, see?
I thought our stupid trash talk was supposed to just be the last 5 minutes of each show somehow.
Hey, I squeeze it in wherever I can.
I know you do, you bastard.
Because you're a Bronco fan. I don't like you.
And you're a Raider fan. I hope they'll make the playoffs.
We're going to kneel 15 times the Chargers after the Colts lose.
Yeah, I swear if the Colts somehow lose to the Jags, they deserve to miss the playoffs. But of course, let's not get too off topic with the NFL. You can say, if you want to talk about NFL, go ahead and check out our Week 17 NFL breakdown with none other than your boy leading the win on that one. Go check that one. That's at thefourthlong.com/NFL. But we're really getting down to it. The meat and potatoes of the awards are always a fight and fighters of the year. And we're going to start things off with the fight of the year. And our nominees for this one go to Petr Yan versus Corey Sandhagen in UFC 267. Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez in UFC Vegas 42. Edson Barboza versus Shane Burgos in UFC 262. And then Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje in UFC 268 with an honorable mention to Volkanovsky versus Ortega. But Blake, who do you give this one to?
This one was super, super tough for me. There was like 3 fights that I had that were just...
This might have been the hardest
right
award
there
overall, I think.
Yeah. I mean, because there were just some badass fights this year. But it really, I think, came down to, obviously, Volk and Ortega. Holloway, Rodriguez, and Gaethje Chandler.
Looking just for round 3 alone, right? That probably round of the year.
Yeah, I liked all of it. I mean, because there was striking in it. There was the submission escape where there was like 2 times, I think, where I thought Ortega had that submission locked in.
In the same round. And even Volkanovsky said that he thought he was about to pass out.
Yeah, so that was a really good one. But, I mean, I think just in terms of excitement and just free-flowing energy and violence and bruises and blood, I'm gonna go Holloway and Rodriguez.
Okay, I like that.
That was a good fight, man. You saw his foot looked like a balloon afterwards, right? Rodriguez
did not look good. Loved the little ambulance picture.
Yeah, that was wholesome.
Max Holloway,
he's a dude.
Max and Rush.
He is a dude.
The most wholesome part of UFC.
They're both dudes. They're boys.
They are boys, and also, just imagine that fight in front of a crowd.
Yeah, because that was at the Apex, huh?
Yep.
That would have been nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Just for the USA chance alone, probably.
And even another fight that I was thinking of, too, that was really, really good, but it wasn't... I don't think you could call it like a fight of the year. You could maybe call it like a performance of the year, but Holloway versus Qatar. Or Cater.
Oh, yeah. Cater. Oh, I feel bad for Calvin because now he has to go follow up a year layoff with Giga.
Dude, one kick in the freaking gut and you could be donezo. That's what he did to Cub, right? Isn't that how we got Cub out of there?
Yeah.
One kick to the gut. To
the
liver.
You can't do much about that one. Your body just shuts down on
That's scary, bro. Like a sniper like that can just hit the weak points of your body and doesn't even have to be your head. Like,
no.
Oh.
That's horrifying to me.
And Cater's a guy I hope his defense is on point this next fight because I don't want to see him taking tons of shots like he did against Holloway because he's a sniper, man.
I hope Cater at least puts in a really good performance and to remind people why he's in the top of the division.
He's had some really tough matchups lately.
Yeah. He's a really good fighter, but Max Holloway is just the greatest boxer and striker that division's ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, dude,
simple as that.
I wouldn't have minded to see Cater versus Ortega. Has that happened already?
Ooh, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I don't think so. That would be a sweet fight.
I think if they're not going to do Ortega versus Hangman.
Yeah, that's right. Dan called him out too.
Or Hooker and the Korean Zombie.
Ooh. That would be...
Call that the Korean Hooker. Oh, wait, no, that's a thing. Probably can't talk about that.
Yeah, come on, bro.
We already had the hookers and blow incident last week with the whole, John Jones situation. We probably can't get...
Yeah.
Dan Hooker's that boy, though. All right. My fight of the year, it was an obvious one to me. I knew the moment leading up to this fight, before they booked this fight, we knew, oh yeah, this is the fight of the year. Leading up to the fight, we were like, yeah, this is fight of the year. Watching the fight, we're like, yeah, this is fight of the year.
Literally before it even was announced and it was getting talked about, it was the fight of the year.
A rumor was fight of the year, Blake.
Huh?
A rumor was fight of the year.
100%.
That's great. But of course, dude, Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje was one of it. I'll be fair. 2 years, Holloway versus Rodriguez, absolutely the more technical matchup in terms of like free flowing striking, just beautiful like art. I'll give it to you, Blake. But if you want just raw, unfiltered, unadulterated, pure violence, that's Gaethje versus Chandler. Chandler is a freaking lunatic. Gaethje is a freaking lunatic. What happens when you pair two lunatics together that can stand and bang and have chins of granite?
Tornado? I don't know.
You get what the hell we saw at the cage UFC 268. This was just such a good fight. And then Michael Chandler's video of him that he posted on Instagram with the whole ice bag on his face talking to his son.
Yeah.
So funniest thing.
That was a really, really good fight.
But it was one of those fights where, like, I couldn't sit down watching it. I don't know about you, but I could not sit down while watching that fight.
I have to remember where I was at for that one. I think I was in bed, so I was probably sitting down.
Fair enough. I stood up. I was sitting down. Then I stood up, and then my girlfriend was making fun of me for all the weird noises I was making while watching that fight.
Dude, that was an intense fight. I really can't remember where I was for that fight, though. I feel like I was getting crazy during that fight. I know for
you're just too much into the fight.
269, I was for sure at AJ's, but 268, I can't remember what I did. I might have went to a bar or something. I don't know. Either way, though, I know that was
the
crazy.
Fight. That's all that matters. Oh, what I would have given to bend that crowd during that fight.
Yeah, cage side. Sheesh.
Oh my god! Hearing the shots,
just feeling the energy.
Oh, the energy. That fight. Imagine that fight in the Apex.
Yeah, that would be like Animal Planet.
That would be like watching Rocky punch frozen meat.
Yeah.
Just the noise. God.
Yeah, it would be rough. But it would be
gross,
sweet.
But...
I mean, just think about do you see that alternate angle that we got of the Stipe, the Francis Ngannou knockout on Stipe?
Oh, that ground shot sounded horrible.
Yeah. Jeez. And you saw his freaking leg, dude. It looked even worse from that angle.
Why did the sledgehammer sound worse than the actual hook?
Because he's a mammoth. He's humongous.
Not gonna lie, I do want to see that against Cyril gone.
You want to? You're rooting for Francis? You said?
I'm going for Francis KO. Just because those are some of the most horrifying things to watch in the world.
Yeah, those are hard to get over.
Mm-hmm. And you know, the one thing is, I'm super funny and proud of myself. I've been forgetting for like the last few awards just to talk about the fan awards, the actual results from them. So, you know, the great part about that is we'll be releasing it on our socials periodically throughout the week anyway, on the lead up to when we just drop ours on Instagram and Twitter because, you know, impressions, it's cool, instead of just a show. But if you're actually listening to the show, you guys are fantastic people, all right?
Ross doesn't care about your opinions.
Why would I? Mine's right. Am I going to take the heel role now? Am I going to be the bad guy?
Nah, dude, I'm always the heel. It's all good.
You are. I'm the face of the show, all right? Blake, you're just a natural heel. You know, I respect it,
bro. I'm the heel in Rocket League. I'm the heel in frickin' the MMA show.
I had to take a page out of your playbook. I was playing Battlefield 4 with my buddy this weekend with co-host for Card Songs, Ray Rodriguez, dropping every other Friday. Go check that one out at thefourthlong.com. But, you know, we were clapping Battlefield 4, and I was the dude just trash-talking to everyone because I was top of the leaderboard every time. And, you know,
hey, dude.
When you're the best, you can talk all the smack you want.
Absolutely. As long as you don't just talk crap when you're winning, I think there's nothing wrong with talking crap. If you talk crap all the time, you just talk crap.
Right? Ladies and gentlemen, talk crap as long as you can back it up, all right? That's our message to you.
As long as you're not a scrub.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be a scrub. And if you get your ass whipped because you're following our advice, I take no legal responsibilities over that. That's on you. There's a waiver.
Yeah.
Consider signed. But the fan award for this, you guys agree with me as well. So it goes to Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje. Not really surprised here, but Holloway versus Rodriguez. And Rodriguez for his performance coming off of that layoff too.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
Gotta respect it. Absolutely, positively have to respect it. But what we're going to do here is it's time to hop into Fighter of the Year. We're going to start with our women's division. Our nominees for Fighter of the Year go to Juliana Pena for going 2-0 in the year with a submission victory and a title win. Next up is Valentine Shotchenko for her going 2-0 this year. Both knockouts, 2 title defenses. Marina Rodriguez, I think this is one I want to put up there just because She went 3-0 on the year, one knockout. Her most recent one was over Mackenzie Dern, high-profile victory. She's right there her next. So after a win, she might be gaining title shots. So she's really pushed her way up the rankings there. And then last but not least, of course, Thug Rose Namajunas going 2-0 on the year, one knockout, one title win, and then a title defense in two fantastic fights, a knockout of the year worthy head kick, and then just really, really great title defense against Zhang Weili, really cementing herself at the top of that division. And Blake, to your Breakout Fighter of the Year is my honorable mention here for Casey O'Neill for reasons that you spoke on previously. But for you, who takes home Women's Fighter of the Year?
It was really close between Valentina and Rose, but I'm going to give the nod to Rose. She got her belt back. She had to fight who many thought was probably the most talented, most ferocious in her division, and she took her out with a nasty head kick. Knockout of the year caliber type. So phenomenal. Goes back and rematches the same fighter later that year and takes a decently clean victory.
What do you think about the decision? If we want to hop back to that one, how it technically was a split decision.
I think the right fighter won. I don't think I'm in the camp to where unless you like Cody Garbrandt and Dominic Cruz beat his ass, I think you have to beat the champ. Like, remember the John Jones fights against Reyes,
or like Dom Reyes,
Thiago Santos. I had no problem with John winning those fights because I just didn't see Reyes or Thiago Santos like really necessarily winning that championship that night. Like, they definitely had a lot of really good moments in those fights, but just, and same thing with Weili in the second Rose fight. She had her moments, but it just didn't seem like she consistently strung them together enough to really sway the judges her side. So I'm going with Rose just because that 115 division is stacked. And the fact that she is able to stay up there at number 1, number 2 for several years in a row now, and hold that belt, get a defense, and hopefully keep the reign going for her. I think it has to go for her. Valentina, she's phenomenal in her own right. She is taking any and all challengers in her division. I just think that, no disrespect, I think there's a little bit of a talent disparity between the top of the 115s and the top of the 125s.
Yeah, I don't really think you're out of line by saying that. I'll be honest. For me, this goes to, man, I freaking love what Rose did this year. I am so happy for her. But for me, it goes to Valentina Shevchenko, just because it's this reign of continued dominance and almost like there is not a single. It's not like her division's bad. Her division's filled with take Shevchenko out of the picture. Her division is a very competitive one with great talent. A lot of veteran fighters, a lot of young fighters that all have a lot of skill. But anytime you put someone up against Valentina Shevchenko, there's only one way that fight's going to go, and it's not going to go to the challenger. Shevchenko is just unmatched with her dominance, and she's clearly the most dominant fighter now, with Amanda Nunes losing to almost a lackluster in a lackluster performance against Juliana Pena. So I will give it to Shevchenko. Also, throw it back to her knockout UFC 261 over Jessica Andrade. In the crucifix, just elbowing her forehead, turning into a bloody mess. That was a horrible ending for Andrade. And that was also a fight where, immediately, I thought too, where that's probably one of the best challengers that Shevchenko has seen for a while.
Yeah, I mean, probably besides Joanna. You remember that one?
Oh,
it's literally how she won the vacant flyweight championship.
Dude, talk about Joanna coming back now too against Weili. So that's exciting. Reportedly.
And to your point earlier about Marina Rodriguez, I think the perfect call out for her would be the winner of that fight if they're not going to get the title shot next. Winner or loser.
They're probably going to get... If Wei Li wins, it's probably Rodriguez versus Wei Li. But if Jędrzejczyk wins...
It might be rematch. Or... It's already been twice, though.
Although we got his trilogy.
Yeah.
Also, that fight sells... It makes money.
Yeah, but there's too many good people. I think we got to get some circulation up there.
Yeah, that's... all I know is that that first fight was unreal, so I'm super excited for the second one.
Yeah.
No, absolutely looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
But the last award of the evening, Blake...
Oh, wait, did you set a fan vote for that one?
You caught me. Thank you very
Gotcha.
much. Fan vote. It was actually super interesting. It came in tied on the Twitterverse, all right? Because it was tied between Pena, Shevchenko, and Thug Rose. So
three-way tie?
The tiebreaker. What's
a three-way tie?
Yeah, three-way tie, right?
A little threesome action?
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's not... Yeah, Blake, I see where your mind's
Come on,
going,
bro.
buddy. Unbelievable.
A little threesome action.
But the winner of this is going to be determined by the Instagram vote, and that goes to Thug Rose Namajunas. Fantastic choice by the people. Absolutely. I agree with that one.
You can't go wrong with Rose or Valentine, I don't think. I mean,
no.
A lot of those
girls.
It was
clearly one of those two, though. Clearly one of those two.
Yeah. Just because of the merits.
Talk about the merits, man. There's some good merits if we want to talk about merits.
Oh, yeah.
Merits. No, I haven't heard really anyone use that word that much.
It's a very common word in the Boy Scout world.
I was a Cub Scout for a little bit of time.
I wasn't. I just made that up.
Oh, okay. Cub Swanson was my scout leader.
I don't believe you.
You're right. I wish, though. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I would be proud to be a Cub Scout if Cub Swanson was my Cub Master.
Maybe I wouldn't have quit.
Yeah, I mean, you would have still got bullied, so. But then at least you could have beat their ass. Reasons.
I got bullied because I was fat, so maybe Cub Swanson would have helped me not be fat.
Jesus. Way to take it down a dark turn, Ross. No one cares about your previous obesity, okay? Jeez.
Yes, previous. I still need to lose some more weight.
You look like a spaz, bro. Cut it out.
Dude, hey, if I could look like more of a spaz, my goal, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I want to be that buff sports host, all right? I want to be that guy.
I'm going to just look average.
You know, Blake,
so I make everyone else feel good.
Here, let me do this for you. You look slightly above average.
Oh, thank you, bud. Trending downwards, though. This is, it doesn't get better from here. It's just going to get worse.
Get your ass back in the gym.
Shit, I'm trying, bro. My ankle is holding by a thread right now.
Only upper body.
Yeah, I've been trying, bro. I got some pumps in this last couple weeks.
Okay.
But I'm still, See, I'm going to have to bug you for some workout plans because
That's why this jacket doesn't fit anymore, man. These guns, I'm rivaling the biggest arms in, it wasn't just Western Oregon, but just the biggest arms in general, right? That was Chael Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen?
Hey, I'm coming for you, Chael.
You better watch out, dude. He just beat up like 5 guys at the same time.
Hey, I'm 6 guys in one person.
Chael's not just going to let you choke him out like I let you choke me out.
Also, you're drunk. So
Dude.
Oh, that was so funny. That was for, I forget the card, but that was when Cerrone fought Tony Ferg, and that was also when Shevchenko murdered Jessica I.
Was that really that night?
Yeah, it was. That was AJ's, right?
Yeah, damn. I definitely...
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't think that the Ferg and Cowboy fight happened that night. Wow.
That was Ferg and Cowboy.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right?
That was a good night, though.
A couple summers ago, man.
Yeah, I want to say like
time
2018, 2019?
2019?
Yeah, must have been 2019.
Yeah, 2019. Spent some time. Hey, time flies when we're having fun, man. I think that's just the beauty of the sport.
Oh, yeah.
But now, the last award of the evening it goes, or I guess anytime you're listening to this, it really, the Lasso Award of the year goes to Men's Fighter of the Year. And our 4 nominees for this one are Max Holloway for going 2-0 on the year with, I wouldn't necessarily count his fight with Cater as like a fight of the year kind of performance.
It was a masterclass, though, almost.
It was perfection, and he set like 6 new records in one night. So crazy performance, and he had a performance of the year, and then a fight of the year candidate with him and Yair Rodriguez. Then our next nominee is Kamar Usman for going 3-0 on the year with 2 knockouts, 3 title defenses, and pretty much being right. He was so close to being crowned the welterweight GOAT, and a huge boost from that with this year. Next nominee goes to Charles Oliveira for going 2-0 on the year, a knockout, a submission, of course a title win, and then a title defense. Last but not least, we got Cyril Gane on the list for him going 3-0, a knockout, staying undefeated, and then of course taking home interim heavyweight gold. An honorable mention to Dustin Poirier, though. But Blake, your fighter of the year for the men is who?
Dude, if Dustin Poirier won the belt against Charles Oliveira, I think he easily hands down fighter of the year.
Yeah.
Because he got 2 red panty nights and a belt. Man.
Also, he took Connor's leg.
Yeah. And his wife was in his DMs.
He took his jaw, then he took his leg.
Just unreal. So close. For me, though, I think my men's fighter of the year would have to go to Kamar Usman. It's really not tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
Well, it might be as tough because he was tough champ.
Well, depending how you spell tough, yes. But, dude, 3 title defenses, 2 out of the 3 ended in knockouts, and 2 of them were rematches, right? And one of them is your ex-sparring/training partner. Mm-hmm.
And then one is against... And he really proved himself in that Jorge Masvidal. That Jorge Masvidal rematch really did a lot for him. Especially that was his newfound striking with Trevor Whitman, because he got clowned for being the whole foot stomper guy in that first fight, and then he goes and with one of the cleanest jabs just puts.
He did a complete 180 this year, man. Like seriously, no fighter, performance wise, I think stepped up more than Kamar Usman did this year. Because seriously, I mean, I think last year I was probably still talking crap on him.
I absolutely was talking crap on him after the foot stomp.
Yeah, because he wasn't the most entertaining guy. Now it's like he's totally flipped that script and become one of the most entertaining fighters out there. I mean, look at his Colby fights. Look at the Jorge Masvidal second fight, the Burns fight. It's just phenomenal turnaround.
He's fantastic, man. He just looks like an absolute badass now, you know. And Trevor Whitman, not really giving award for Coach of the Year because, I mean, who else is going to win besides Trevor Whitman? 5-0 championship fights this year.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'd like to see the stats on that. Who has like the best record for a year, or who even has just gone undefeated in a calendar year, and how many fights they had.
Really speaks for yourself. That is, dude is a freaking stud. But for me, it is going to go to, I mean, obviously Kamar Usman, definitely up there. I think there's really 2 guys you can give this to. It's either Kamar Usman, or it's going to be, for me, Charles Oliveira or Charlie Olives, that the GOAT, Dan Hooker, coined for all of us, because he put himself on the map with that win over Tony Ferguson, right? Where he essentially would have tapped him if Tony Ferguson wasn't just, Tony Ferguson. And then he goes out, he has a really good fight, entertaining fight, at least, against Michael Chandler. And then just for his title defense, there's always going to be those naysayers when you win a vacant belt. It's not like you really beat someone for it. So he has some proving to do. And a lot of it comes down to your first defense. And Dustin Poirier, everyone thought that Dustin Poirier was the best lightweight in the world. And then Charles Oliveira submit him in the second round.
Third.
Really surprised himself atop of the toughest division in the promotion and in the world. So Charlie Olives, man, hats off to him because he had a freaking fantastic year, and now he's making a lot of money. So good for him.
Yeah, both of those guys are really hard to argue with. Charlie Olives, the good old dog, he had a phenomenal year. I could have sworn that Tony Ferguson fight was this year, but no, it was December 12th of 2020.
Really felt like this year, though, huh?
Yeah, so it's kind of surprising. He's only had 2 fights this year. We'll see if that trend continues next year, if maybe he can sneak a third fight in there next year.
I can see he's probably going to be the 2 to 3 fight guy.
Because, dude, Kamaru going 3 fights in a calendar year as the champ, that, in my opinion, is
most active champ.
Really badass. Really, really badass.
Yeah, it's like, you could easily argue Kamar Usman. You could also argue Charlie Olives. Just for both what they accomplished this year, Charlie Olives getting to the top, or Kamar Usman supplanted himself as at least the second best welterweight of all time.
Yeah, the very, very least.
And then, like you pointed out, a complete career 180 in terms of his fighting style. Now he likes to throw.
I mean, if Kamar Usman has another year, just like the one that he just had, I think he might be sneaking into that GOAT talk.
Not just welterweight GOAT, but GOAT. We talking GOAT?
He would be, what, 13, 16-0 in the UFC at that point? I don't even know what his dang record is at this point.
Really freaking good is what I remember. Now, well, if he runs, because his next fights are probably going to be against guys like Leon, or Bilal, or Hamzat, and then maybe another contender up there, maybe Burns again. If he starts beating all these guys twice, and if he beats a guy like Hamzat Chimaev, or if Bilal Muhammad beats Hamzat, and then he goes and Kamar Usman handles Bilal, that is a freaking crazy resume.
Yeah, he's 14-0, 15-0 if you count his Hader Hassan tough finale. That's insane, bro. 14, 15-0. So then that would put him at 17, 18.
With what?
No,
is now 6 title defenses? 5?
That would get him to at least 7, right?
That would get him close to double-digit title defenses.
Because
if he has 3 more wins next year.
Dude, he's had a few. He had a few the year before too. Remember, because he had the Masvidal and the Colby. Did he fight anyone before that? Let me see defended. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenses. Because remember, he won it against Tyron, then Colby, Masvidal, Burns, Masvidal, Colby.
Shoot, man.
Time to fight someone new. All I gotta say, bro. I'm tired of seeing those 3 names.
No Leon?
I want to. Yeah, Leon would be a sweet rematch just because they fought so long ago. I mean, the last time they fought was 2015. December 2015.
Right, listen to what Trevor Whitman said about that fight. He wasn't even Kamar's coaches for that. They were 2 completely different fighters at this point.
Oh yeah,
would love that. Would love that scrap.
Yep, long as Leon earns it.
Hey, but hats off to both Kamar Usman and Charles Oliveira for having 2 of the best years, hands down. Those guys are freaking studs and deserve every bit of compliment, of praise that come their way, because I mean, especially for Charles Oliveira, it was a long road. Not a lot of people thought he'd get here, and now he is he's going to be known as one of the best submission artists in UFC history,
hands down.
Yeah, don't let him get your back. Also, that makes it all more impressive how Charles Oliveira had Michael Chandler's back in that fight, and Michael Chandler got out of that. Dustin Poirier couldn't. Does that speak to Michael Chandler?
Did he,
or is it maybe a little different situation?
I feel like it was a little because Charles might have been rocked. Like who knows how much he was really in there at that point.
Good point. And then Chandler did get a heat with falling on his back and slamming.
I was going to say because he didn't. I guess it kind of was the same scenario. That's kind of how in the 3rd round it all ended for Poirier. So that I guess you could. In my opinion, depending on how he was in here, Oliveira, like how clear-headed he was, how he was moving, then yes. If he was, super impressive by Chandler. If not, then, maybe Chandler was just getting away with it and just had the dude rocked.
Hey, still impressive nonetheless.
Still impressive. I mean, but the only thing that isn't impressive is getting sparked in the second round.
Yeah, obviously that not as good. But what we got here is we're going to finish off with the results of our fan voting. And Blake, the audience sides with you on this one with 68% of the votes going towards Kamar Usman. So
1% off, guys. Come on.
Fans agree with you more.
Need 1 more percent there.
I guess what would have been great if it was 69% for Charles Oliveira, considering the card.
Nah, I'm not into that.
Yeah. Well, you'd rather be right.
I'd just rather people vote with their hearts, Ross. Doesn't matter about the result, just like in fantasy football. You just play with your heart, and if you win, you're the champ. If you lose, you're the loser. Like you.
I freaking hate you. Damn it. That was kind of funny,
That was pretty fire, right? That
was pretty fire. I can't even get that pissed at you for that.
Sorry. Hey, we're just cutting a promo for next season.
Dude, cut it. Okay, Chael. Oh, who's the best promo talker in the NFL? Who can cut the promo?
Oh, I'll tell you
Aaron
who's
Rodgers?
got me fired up right now, Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa.
Because of what he said about DC the last time we played. Mm-hmm. I'm not even a big, DC, fanboy, but you don't talk about my quarterback like that.
Fair enough.
But the best promo cutter, man, in the NFL, it'd have to be someone
Drew
like...
Brees cut really good speeches.
I was going to say Jameis Winston, bro.
Eat them W's.
Dude.
Oh, no.
He's a fool.
Ray Lewis, dude. But are we talking current or all time? Ooh, I guess. Let's go current. So
because Ray Lewis is the easy answer. That's 100%.
Current. Current is tough.
Because, Pat McAfee would be a good one, too.
Pat McAfee can cut a freaking promo about anything. We saw him in the wrestling with the WWE. That guy could talk.
Yeah.
Also, he can wrestle, too.
He's an athlete, man.
He's athlete with a PH, man.
He's an athlete.
He's athlete. That's what my coach in college always called real athletes. Come athletes.
APH? APHL?
He did with the F.
AF?
AF.
Yeah, okay. So 2 Fs or just
right.
1 F?
1 F. Just
okay.
1 F.
Athlete.
That's an athlete.
Respect.
I do respect that. Oh, man. I'm really stuck on this. I guess JJ Watt. JJ Watt.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Off the top of my head, I'd have to really sit down and think about it for a sec because I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. Trying to think JJ. Trying to think of some alpha males out there.
JJ's a fucking alpha male.
Yeah. I might have to just pass on this one, dude. I don't know. I can't think of anyone. I can't think of anyone decent right now. Maybe.
What? How good's your edge rusher there in Vegas?
Max Crosby.
Oh, what's his name? Yeah, super underrated Max Crosby.
I don't think he cuts promos or anything like that though. He's very.
No.
He's just an energetic.
He's just a freak,
nonstop motor, athletic spec. That guy.
Hey, you have homework now.
He's great.
Blake. You have to go drop on Twitter a little bit later when you come up with the answer. You have to add Fourth Long Radio. All right.
I guess, yeah, I'll do that.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't really pay you enough to give you homework.
I just have to sit down and think about it for 2 minutes, because right now, off the top of my head, I feel like I give a crap answer.
Fair enough.
I really like your Ray Lewis answer, though. That was off the top of the head. That's pretty nice.
Thank you. I will take some credit for that one. But it's about that time, especially with us getting this off topic. You know exactly what time it is, and it's time we're going to wrap things up here, ladies and gentlemen. I I mean, what can you say? 2021 was a freaking fantastic year. Obviously, it's a lot of fun to go through and really take a look at everything because, like, making up, just getting down to 4 nominees, there is so much stuff to go through. You know, you really took a hard look at, like, all these fighters, all these cards, all these performances, and it was just it's hard to give a bad answer here, you know? Like, you really have to mess up to give a bad answer. You really gotta be dumb. Or you gotta be bloody elbow, one of the two. Or is it the same thing?
Yeah, it's interchangeable. But
I already know your beef with bloody elbow. You've been blocked by a couple of their guys, right?
I don't even pay no attention to those boys over there.
I bet you've been blocked by Bilal for no reason, too.
I don't think so. I don't really be talking to fighters too much. I think the only time we interact is if they comment on our bangers or something.
Hey, just don't say anything negative when it comes to him. Otherwise, you were getting blocked.
I don't even follow Bilal. He's so low on my radar. Like,
I think I follow him because he's retweeting a few of our things. So
I mean, he's a
respect.
Good guy. It seems like, but yeah, I don't know, man. He's like in the Kamar Usman category of a year and a half ago from me right now. I need to see some cool fights.
Hamzat.
Hey, if he went out and beat Hamzat, I'll shut up right away.
He shoved so many people if he beat Hamzat.
Dude, that'd be insane.
That would be ridiculous.
What was Hamzat calling him? Bullshit boy?
I think.
We beat up this bullshit boy. I don't know why that shit's so funny to me, bro. Bullshit boy.
It's good. It just flows really well is why. Just flows extremely well.
Oh, man.
But, you know, just looking back, I really got to give a huge thank you to everyone that's tuned in, whether it's to one show, to one segment on YouTube, or to every single show this year. I know there's a few of you, and you guys are the frickin' absolute best. I love you truly. But from the interaction that we've gotten on the socials over the year to just the spike in viewers that we've seen this year going up 200%, it's really been nothing short of just extraordinary, and I truly am thankful. And Blake, my thank you to you should be in the mail here in a couple days, hopefully with you, because yes, I am a good boss, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say that I gifted each one of my co-hosts something this year, all right? They might not get paid all that much, but they do get yearly free stuff.
It's been 1 year I got a free thing, so, you know, it's whatevs.
Well, I've really only had the finances to sustain that for 1 year.
We'll give you some credit.
Hey, but you know, the great thing is, you guys can make Blake actually a little bit, we can actually subsidize Blake's time here a little bit more. We can reward his efforts a little bit more than just words and thank yous, because, you know, just go buy more of that certified banger collection, get your pre-orders on those hats, get all that fun stuff in, or another great thing you can do is becoming a supporter over on Patreon, because not only does it help out yourself in terms of behind-the-scenes content, early stuff, you know, merchandise discounts, all that fun stuff, for just starting at $1 a month. Also, it's fun the show, and gets us that much closer to Blake's very first official paycheck.
Can't wait.
And of course, that can only happen when I am fully making money off of this stuff. Because as of right now, yeah, I'm not.
It's tough. It's tough business, man. We gotta get those fans amped up to buy these. What were you calling it earlier? Garnishments.
Oh,
what were you saying?
The garnishers? Wait, no. What was I
I
calling?
remember what word you used earlier. I liked it though.
It was a G, right?
Something with a G. Garmentry.
What's up, G? Yes.
I think that's what you were saying. Let's look that up on
it's
Google.
Just a G thing. Yeah.
Doesn't exist. I love it.
That's how you know it's in the Ross's dictionary, baby.
Hey,
Because I'm not here to listen to this whole spiel. I don't know who wrote these dictionaries. I don't care about them quite personally. I care about my stuff.
Merriam-Webster.
In my words. In my dictionaries. Because mine are the ones that matter.
nay. I get it.
He gets it. Ladies and gentlemen, he gets it. And you guys get it too, because you love this stuff, and I truly like you guys really do mean the world to me,
Oh, yeah.
even when it sounds like I'm just joking. Of course,
If
this
someone
show
is listening to this right now, you are a specimen. I appreciate you, and I cannot believe that you were supporting us to the very bitter end, like right now. Thank you very much.
and I can't believe that you subject yourself to this. To be quite honest,
Yeah?
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I like talking with my boy.
Hey, if you guys are listening right now, let's see, tweet at us. Oh, what's a word, Blake? Give me a word.
Like just any word?
Just give me a word. Give me a word. Any word.
Crocodile.
Crocodile. All right, so honestly, shoot, man, I'll give you something free from our merchandise store. I'll give you something free if you tweet us at Crocodile anytime after this is released. You'll get something free. That's my promise to you guys. And when have I ever backed out from a promise? I haven't yet. I did that frickin' one-chip challenge. I hated myself, but I still did it.
Dang, someone's going to get a free certified banger shirt?
I never said that. I said something free. But
Are you going to give him a keychain? Damn. Give him something cool,
I
bro.
wish we had keychain. I think, actually, I'll make NFT.
Damn.
Well, the fourth and long monkey.
Damn, that's crazy. Give him a certified banger, bro.
Hey, I'll give him a certified banger.
I'll even drop 15 or something on them, bro.
I can do that. I will give them a certified banger.
Because they deserve it.
You guys
if
would
someone actually tweets Crocodile at us, that meant they listened to the whole episode, or they just skipped to the very end and lucked out. Either way, we'll pretend like it was real. And it would mean the world to us. And that will motivate me to get a green screen behind me so I stop looking like I live in my mother's basement.
That was the funniest comment I've ever seen. One of them. Say the YouTube comment said, "Drop this guy that's living in his mom's basement."
Dude, I'm sorry, man. It's a tough life right now, bro. California's tough.
Hey, defend yourself, Blake. You're not in the basement. You're on that second
I'm on the second floor, bro. Get out of here. What the hell are you talking about in the basement? Who even lives in a basement anymore?
There's no basements in
I
California.
want who in general lives in a basement? Like,
I want a basement. That's the ultimate man cave setup.
yes, a basement with like a bar and some flat screen TVs, maybe an air hockey table. I'm more of an air hockey guy.
Hockey.
Gets a little more intense, you know.
Little lazy boy, surround sound.
100%.
All my sports memorabilia on the walls.
Yeah, my Little League soccer photos,
Maybe not
my
that.
trophies for participation.
You still want to display that? It's kind of sad, Blake.
Hey, at least I got trophies, unlike you.
I got a trophy
For second place. Bitch.
No, I didn't get a trophy for that. I just got a Venmo payment.
Yeah, you know. Take care of my boys.
I'll take it. Yeah, he does. Well, I mean, you don't take care of us. I earned that.
I let you
not like
win
you
second
just
place.
gifted
I
me
beat
that
your
money.
ass and let you win second place.
The rules were set in place when the season started.
I'm just saying, I busted your ass last week. Let you win
You're a bad
second
commissioner.
place.
You're a bad commissioner.
I'm the best. I have to put up with you
I don't want
guys.
to hear it. No, you want to know who is the best? The people that ass with Crocodile.
Yeah, they're the best.
Shout out to all my crocodiles out there, man. You guys are just the best. I can't wait to see. I truly hope we at least get one because I'd be beyond impressed. All right. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've rambled on for long enough. Thank you truly for listening to us, not only through all of 22, but this episode included. This is UFC Talk 72. If you believe it or not. So we're rocking and rolling. Please check out our my conversation with Steve James Irvine there. Follow at Steve James Sports for fantastic MMA content. We got some more collabs coming out soon. Hopefully before the first card of the year. If not, they're going to be coming, so don't worry about that. All the boys, especially shout out to the commission. You guys are undefeated, undisputed, never lost a round. All right, and have bigger arms than Chael Sonnen. But Blake, if we're going to do this, your thoughts in one word or phrase on 2021 as a whole.
Man, my thoughts on 2021 as a whole.
As a whole.
It's kind of hard to put into words. Like, I can't think of the one word that would say it, but I felt like we
Well, that sucks.
I felt like we leveled up.
Leveled up.
You know, I felt like the UFC. Well, I shouldn't say we. I felt like the UFC leveled up.
No, we leveled up too.
I'm trying.
Hey, we doing our best. We leveled up. As a show, we leveled up. UFC and MMA leveled up. I cannot wait to see what's in store for us for 2022 because we're already getting some loaded cards announced. And we're already starting off the year very strong. And I am, for one, extremely excited about the next year of MMA. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking with us to the end. Shouts to Patreon supporters at Ray Rodriguez for all your card collecting needs. Go on over to Instagram, hit up at Big Bat Box or at the Big Bat Box. Shout out to Ryan Watson and Neil Wiley. Blake, this year we leveled up, the UFC leveled up, MMA leveled up, and we will see all of you in UFC Talk 73.
Crocodile.